Hello viewer, I hope that day is treating you right. Today I'm going to be playing A Song of Sunlight, an amazing little game that has had me captivated ever since I first played the demo last year during the Steam Next Fest. It has been out exactly 2 weeks now, and it is completely free, and during these 2 weeks, to my greatest surprise, basically nobody is talking about it, which is a travesty really. It's an amazing game. It's really bonkers that the dev just gave it for free. Well, half of it anyway. We are on chapter 2 and the complete story is projected to have 4 chapters overall, and it doesn't sound like much, but even the first chapter, which was in the demo, was at least 6 hours long, so we are in for quite a story. Also, the developer doesn't even have a Patreon or anything, so if you like this game and want to support him, the only way to do that is to buy the soundtrack, which is also available on Steam for dirt cheap, and I think you are going to be wanting to buy this. It's one of the greatest game soundtracks that I have heard this year, or last year for that matter. So let us just dive into it. I do have the chapter 1 save from the demo. I'm going to delete that. And now start a new game. Since this game is mostly visual novel, I am going to be doing a lot of reading out loud. If you don't particularly care for my voice, then please let me know in the comments, and I might keep a little quiet. My greatest wish here is to actually let you enjoy the story. That morning, the first day of the warm season, was a day of high prayer. High prayer wasn't often, but always coincided with a change in the weather. I jolted awake, disoriented, and aware that something wasn't right. What is it that's wrong? Hearing the sounds of the crowd in the morning air outside my window, the dread came over me, and suddenly I realized. Canaria and I should have left already. Desiring greatly not to embarrass myself by being late to the first prayer of the season, I rushed out of my room to find him. And here we are, starting our game. As you can see, there's amazing pixel art in here, especially the backgrounds. And the character portraits themselves have just a tiny bit of anime inspiration with the proportions. But I think they're still good. So we are RM. We got all our stuff, and in true Souls-like fashion, every single item has a little bit of story attached to it. We're going to take a look at that later. I took a moment to glance at my desk, made of a light, unlacquered wood. Atop it sat the water basin, which I used to wash my face. The basin was wonderful work. Some of Canari's best. I really should be going. One of the things that fascinate me the most about this game is how organic the storytelling is. We don't really get pulled out of it to explain the things that the characters are talking about. We just need to infer it. And there he is. Canari was sitting at the small table in the hall between our 2 sleeping rooms. He studied a small shard of ceramic, taken from a broken vase laying in pieces before him. "Can, let's go," I said firmly. Canari smiled. "Did we need to be somewhere?" "God above, I ask you to wake me up one time as a favor, I said, kicking myself for being so naive. You asked, but I don't remember agreeing, he replied, returning to his study with a half-hidden smirk. And it isn't that late. I only heard the first bell. It really was quite like Canary to leave just before he was expected to be somewhere, arriving shamefully late and without worry nonetheless. More often than not, it led to frustration, but there was a part of me that admired his unbothered manner. Well, a very small part. I stared at him expectantly while he continued to examine the ceramic. After a long few breaths, it quickly became apparent that Canary didn't plan on leaving anytime soon. Do you have to do this right now? Yes, we've got plenty of time. If we left right now, we'd be early. Doesn't prayer start at the first bell? Well, yeah. But nobody gets there at the first bell. But, oh, that's right. If you aren't sitting towards the front, she'll be offended or something. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're changing the subject. We can't be late for 2 prayers in a row. Don't you know how that looks? Canary turned to face me and shrugged his shoulders. Do you honestly think they'll hold us back just for missing a few prayers? And I'd rather pray on my own anyway. Just go ahead. If you want, I'll even take the fall for this one. I shook my head. Oh no, I'm in no rush. I could wait all day, I said with bravado, attempting to seem relaxed. I was calling his bluff. Canary gave me a frank look, pursing his lips. We locked eyes, and after a moment he couldn't help but crack a smile. Leaning back, he sighed dramatically, making a show of throwing up his hands and putting on a weary expression. All right, since you're begging me, he said, setting the ceramic back down on the table. That's not what happened, I said, offering him a hand as he reached for his walking stick. He waved it away and came to his feet slowly, resting his weight entirely on the left. He gave me a small nod. And now we're going to be going with him. This room is kind of a mess. That's what a room is for. You know, putting things down. You've put way too many things down. It's perfectly organized. Don't we have somewhere to be? Oh yeah. Right. So now we have to go to the temple. And because Canary is hobbling, I suppose out of consideration for our friend, we cannot run in this section either. Like, look at the background, even for a simple 2-story house. Possibly made out of clay bricks. This is just amazing. And even the light coming in through the windows. Oh, I just love this game so much. The settlement was awake. The crowd milled about as Canary and I stepped from our doorway into the light of the street. A soft wind fell over us, twisting my minash about my legs. The low chatter of voices filled my ears, and I watched idly as faces passed me. I had seen every face before. Some each day for years, others in passing. To find an unfamiliar face was rare. The children of sunlight knew one another well. It was mid-morning, shortly before the second bell. Canary had been right about that, it seemed. The sun burned in the sky, sparse clouds breaking the bright pale blue. We were expected at the temple. All the young and healthy. Let's just take the main street. I'll lead and you follow. God, no. Then we'd really be late. That is a good point. I'll follow you then. Yeah. Oh, side area. Why are we back here exactly? Give me a second. Hey, you were the one that wanted to show up early. I thought I saw something. RM? Alright, whatever. By all means. There is a little something in here. Some ceramic shards. Just gonna pick this up because I don't actually know if these are going to be available later in the story. When I played the demo, I was kinda blitzing through it, just focusing on the story itself. There are some side areas, like you can see there's something up there. I don't think I ever got to climb up and see what's actually over there. This time for sure. Conversation among the crowd, while frequent, was in low, hushed tones. I took in pieces of the conversation as we walked along the weathered cinder brick road. What have you heard? Have you seen the fields? No, I don't know. And so on. Hey RM, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks. You're advancing this season, right? Congratulations. Thanks. I'll join you guys pretty soon. I look forward to it. Oh, and this was Canary, right? Oh, don't pretend you don't remember me. You and I were inseparable back in the day. Not quite. Slowly coming to a stop, I begin to notice that the street was filled with carts. They were vegetable carts, the ones used to bring food from the plantation to the settlement. It wasn't odd to see them this time of year, as the warm season always signified the harvest. No, what stopped me was that they were all empty. Empty and abandoned, it seemed. Why have all these carts been left here? Huh? I don't know. Oh, wait. Might have to do with all that stuff they've been saying about the harvest. What stuff? Who's been saying it? Didn't I tell you? You didn't? That's why I'm asking. At work, I heard some rumors about the harvest this year. Like, that it's not too good. From a few different people. Not good? Nobody told me anything. What does that mean? Lower yield than normal, I'd assume. It's probably not a big deal, okay? Shouldn't we be going... Oh, yes, sorry. And there goes the second bell. Morning, RM, Canary. You two should really hurry along. Prayer is going to start soon. Hear that, RM? There's no hope now. Let's turn around. Shut up. We're going to make it. Thanks. No problem. It's little snippets of conversation like this that really drive home that this is, in fact, a smaller kind of community where everyone knows everyone. And we don't have to be told explicitly what this settlement is. We're just getting the feeling. I really like that, you know. By the time Canary and I made our way to the last block before the temple, the crowd had already dispersed. Everyone was already inside, it seemed. The street was left in peaceful quiet. To Canary's chagrin and my dismay, the two of us were late. Can we pick up the pace? I think everyone is inside already. Well, that's that. They started without us. I think the proper thing to do now is head back home and... What? No way. There's no way we can just skip it. I seem to recall a saying, if you're going to be late to something, you're better off not showing up at all. You and I both know that nobody says that. Come on. Alright. Aram? You're cutting it close. I think they're starting any minute now. Ah, crap. Come on, Khan. We've got to hurry inside. God above, you're the one that keeps stopping us. Yes, I do, because I want to enjoy conversations. There's no point in us going further than the temple. The room was quiet and smelled of ash. Canary and I filed in, the space crowded with many already kneeling in a ring around the center of the room. Dimly lit, the only source of light was a bright beam of sun streaming in through an opening in the ceiling. The light cast against the floor in such a way that no person knelt directly in it, instead surrounding the radius of the circle ever so closely. Canary and I found an open space a few rings from the front, kneeling and folding our hands in the proper manner. As people continued to enter, I scanned the room. There was my father, sat towards the back, across from me in the circle. We made eye contact, and he gave me a small smile, nodding toward the floor. This guy really looks like he's not getting any sleep. Maybe the past year or so. I looked lower, noticing Ashadar's weapon lying delicately across his knees. And Ashadar is our father's name? Embarrassed I had forgotten, I quickly did the same. In the far back of the room was my mother, speaking in hushed tones to a girl close to my age. After a moment she caught my gaze as well and smiled. High prayer drew all to the temple. Every young man and woman from each obligation. The settlement came together in prayer often. It was how we spoke with God. I opened my eyes and the sunlight maidens had made their way to the center of the circle. The deep red of their clothes was striking amidst a room of browns and greys. Some were young as I, if not younger, while others were nearly as old as my own mother. In a line, they came quickly and quietly, their pale skin bathed all at once in sunlight. I looked closely, but she wasn't there. Not yet. A girl about my age stood toward the front of the group. Her name was Farik. She raised her hands to the sky, then brought them down gently, suddenly speaking. Hear us, God. See us, God, for we are here. Her voice was soft, but carried throughout the chamber. We are still here, O God. We are here where you left us. We have not gone away. We have not forsaken your blessings and your gift to us. The girl closed her eyes. And so we ask you. At this, we lowered our heads nearly to the floor. I felt Canary do so to my left. Grant us safety. Grant us healthy children. At this she paused. I looked up, suddenly aware of her face. Her expression was strained. Grant us good harvest. She paused again. Give us guidance if we have strayed from your plan. And grant us strength in the coming seasons. Whatever hardships we may face. Please, O God. What? The image of the street and the empty vegetable carts returned. Maybe it was true then? Maybe the harvest hadn't been good. I was pulled from my thoughts by the motion of Canary returning to a kneel beside me. The rest of the room had already done so, and I pulled myself up quickly. I noticed then the small fire lit by the other Sunlight Maidens. And another had begun to approach the circle. She strode confidently, yet her face was obscured, the hood of her menage pulled low. The long braid of her hair spilled out to one side, gently swaying as she came near. Her step, the way she had her hands at her waist. I knew it without seeing her face. It was Sachita. Stepping into the light, the other maidens made room by the fire. Farik watched her closely. I couldn't read the expression on Farik's face. Sachita stood for a moment, unmoving, seeming to ignore anyone around her. And then, all at once, her hands came forward. She held them upwards, towards the open sky above. In her palms, there was a soft glow of indigo light. The air seemed to shimmer, small specks of dust pulling closer and closer to the center of her cupped hands. There was a soft, dull sound, and suddenly the light was gone. In her hands was a small wooden figurine. Something like a woman. She held it above the flame for a long moment. So yeah, these people can just casually do magic. An offering. Your gift to us and our gift to you. Sachita spoke more softly than Farik. Opening her hands, the figure fell into the flames. Quickly it caught and began to smolder. White smoke rose from the fire and into the morning air. Clasping our hands, we raised them above our heads. The eyes of the room were on the smoke as it danced upward toward the light. But I was watching her. Sachita too, after a long moment, raised her head to watch the smoke. But the motion was quick, and her hood fell back from her face. There in the hazy light, Sachita's features were on full display to the room. Her hair was a lighter brown than most. It fell to both sides of her pale face. Pale white, like that of any Sunlight Maiden. Yet, at a further glance, the left half was strange. Splotches of crimson red ran across it, the appearance of burned skin. Her eyes at first glance shone a vibrant ochre, but the left, the iris had faded, now an ashen grey. It was half of her body, it seemed. Half of her body that bore the memory of illness. Sachita's face grew apprehensive as she realized her hood had fallen away. Quickly her gaze went across the crowd. I looked as well. I knew what I would see. Where faces before were neutral, now they were strained. Some looked away. Others let their mouths fall carelessly into short frowns. I looked to Sachita again, and at last she looked at me. Something came over her face for a moment, but just as quickly it was gone. Sachita put her hood back on. The ceremony continued for a short while longer. Each of us prayed quietly, and eventually it was time to leave. There was work to be done. Did you see that new girl? What's her name? The one that gave the prayer? Huh? Oh yeah. I think her name is Farik. She was pretty. You don't even remember her name. Why do you? General Ed, she's our age. We used to play together, remember? It's not like we've spoken since then. Just then, a girl emerged from the temple doorway. She clutched the notebook under one arm tightly as she descended the stairs towards us. Prava's hair was long, and she wore it tied up high on her head. It was certainly too long for a potter, but for some reason, the kiln let her grow it out longer than was practical. Prava was a very hard worker though, so I could see why they might make an exception for her. She stopped a few feet short and smiled at us, giving Canary a wave. Good morning. Wow, Can. You're actually here. I'm shocked. I thought I was going to need to come to your rooms. I exceed expectations, as usual. Aram, you had something to do with this, right? Not really. Yeah, that's a lie. I gave him a little push out the door. I don't remember it that way. God's light, Khan. Aram is too good for you. I don't know about all that. No, hold on, she makes a really good point. You see? Don't you realize that you and I have good lives? Khan, you have one job. Just one. And they bring us our meals and all you need to do is show up to the temple on time every few days. Prava. No, I'm not finished yet. Come on, Prava. It's early. Okay, fine. But don't complain today. We have a lot to do at the kiln. Let's get going. Alright. See ya, Aram. Goodbye. We'll see you later tonight, I think. Yeah, see you. Prava held out her arm for Canary to take. He hesitated for a moment, but soon took it with a roll of his eyes. The pair made their way down the stairs and started in the direction of the kiln. Prava insisted on walking Canary every morning. It's not as if he needed help getting there, but he humored her anyway. Canary wouldn't ever admit that, of course. I looked at the sun in the sky for a short moment. It's time. I should head to the armory. I can't be late myself. This was an important season. Canary and I were very close to advancement. It felt odd, taking a short breath. My future was in front of me, close by. And I think I'm going to leave it here. We are about 30 minutes in. Next episode is going to be a bit of a short combat tutorial, and then a whole lot more story. I really hope you're liking this visual novel format of the game. Personally, I think it's amazing. Please let me know what you think of the game so far. I will leave a link in the description so you can play it yourself. Remember, this game is completely free, and the updates with the remaining chapters are probably also going to be free. I think you will only do yourself a favor if you play this. If you like this game, please give the video a like, it really helps me out. Check out my channel, I play a variety of games. If you like anything you see, consider subscribing. If there's a game you want me to play, then feel free to suggest it in the comments. This is A Song of Sunlight. Great beginning to a great story. I will be back soon with some more. But until then, take care of yourselves and have as good a day as you can make it. Goodbye.